Imagine this. You are standing face to face with someone who wants to intimidate you. Their words are sharp. Their body language is aggressive. Every second feels heavier than the last. Your heart pounds. Your breathing becomes shallow. Every instinct inside you whispers the same command: fight or run. But there is a third option. The option almost no one notices. The option that has defeated stronger enemies, survived impossible situations, and transformed ordinary people into unshakable individuals for more than 2,000 years. Absolute calm. Not fake confidence, not forced courage. Real inner control. Because every battle begins long before fists are raised or voices become louder. The first battlefield is always your own mind. Whoever wins there usually wins everywhere else. A storm outside cannot destroy a mountain that refuses to move. The Stoics understood this truth better than anyone. While kingdoms collapsed, while wars consumed nations, while betrayal surrounded them, they discovered one principle that still works today. The greatest victory is not defeating another person. It is refusing to be defeated by your own emotions. Marcus Aurelius ruled the most powerful empire on earth while enemies attacked from every direction. Yet instead of filling his journals with fear, he filled them with reminders to master his own thoughts. Seneca lived under a ruler who could order his death at any moment. Still, he believed that no tyrant could truly harm a person who refused to surrender control of their mind. Epictetus spent part of his life as a slave. His body belonged to someone else, but his mind never did. He taught that true freedom begins the moment your peace no longer depends on other people's behavior. These weren't motivational speeches, they were survival strategies, psychological weapons, timeless principles designed for moments when pressure is highest. Today, they can help you stay calm during arguments, workplace conflicts, difficult relationships, public criticism, intimidation, or any situation where emotions try to take control. Because calm is not a personality trait, it is a skill. And like every skill, it can be trained. Principle 1. Stop making everything about yourself. Most people lose a confrontation before saying their first word. Why? Because they take everything personally. An insult feels like an attack on their identity. Criticism feels like proof that they are not enough. Disrespect feels unbearable. The moment your ego enters the conversation, logic quietly walks out. Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself of a powerful truth. People's opinions belong to them, not to you. Think about that. Someone calls you weak. Someone mocks your ideas. Someone questions your value. Do those words instantly become reality? Of course not. They only gain power if you accept them. Imagine someone throws mud at a mountain. Does the mountain become dirty forever? No. The mud slides off. The mountain remains exactly what it was. Your mind should work the same way. When your identity is no longer attached to every opinion, you stop reacting emotionally. Instead of defending yourself, you begin observing. Instead of becoming angry, you become curious. What made this person behave this way? What are they trying to achieve? The emotional person becomes predictable. The calm observer becomes dangerous. Because observation creates options, reaction destroys them. Every aggressive person secretly hopes you'll lose control. They expect you to shout, to panic, to explain yourself endlessly, to become emotional. The moment you refuse, they interrupt their entire strategy. Silence becomes louder than anger. Composure becomes stronger than force. Remember this: people can only push the buttons that still exist inside you. remove the buttons, and they lose the remote. Principle 2. Never become attached to one outcome. One of the biggest mistakes people make during conflict is believing there is only one acceptable result. I have to win. They must apologize. They must respect me. They must agree with me. The moment you become emotionally attached to one outcome, you become easy to manipulate. Seneca compared wisdom to a sailor crossing the sea. A foolish sailor demands the wind move in his direction. A wise sailor adjusts his sails. The destination stays the same. The method changes. Life rewards flexibility, not stubbornness. Imagine entering an argument determined to prove you're right. Now your emotions depend entirely on someone else's agreement. You've already surrendered your peace. But imagine entering the same conversation with a different goal, not to dominate, not to impress, simply to understand, communicate clearly, and remain in control of yourself. Suddenly, nothing can trap you. If the other person becomes louder, you become quieter. If they expect anger, you offer patience. If they expect resistance, you change direction. This confuses people because most individuals expect predictable reactions. They know how to fight anger. They know how to fight pride. They rarely know how to fight calmness. Water never argues with rocks. It simply flows around them. Years later, the rock is gone. The water remains. That is Stoic strength. Not loud, not dramatic, quiet, patient, unstoppable. The strongest people in the room are rarely the loudest. They are usually the calmest. Because true power does not need to announce itself. It simply exists. Principle 3. There is always another move. Most people see confrontation as a dead end. The Stoics saw it as a chessboard. When emotions take over, your vision narrows. You believe there is only one answer, one escape, one victory. But a calm mind sees what panic never can. Options. Epictetus taught that while you cannot control events, you always control your response. That single truth changes everything. Imagine someone insults you in public. The average person reacts instantly. They argue, they defend themselves, they try to prove their worth. But the Stoic asks a different question. What response gives me the greatest long-term advantage? Sometimes the answer is speaking with confidence. Sometimes is asking one calm question. Sometimes is smiling. And sometimes it is walking away without saying a single word. Walking away is not surrender. It is refusing to waste energy on battles that offer no reward. Every confrontation presents more choices than your emotions can see. Silence, humor, patience, logic, distance, compassion, firmness. Each one can become the winning move depending on the situation. The person trapped in one strategy becomes predictable. The person with many strategies becomes impossible to corner. Never let another person decide how you think. The moment they control your emotions, they begin controlling your actions. Choose your response. Don't let it be chosen for you. Principle 4. Learn human nature, and very little will surprise you. Most conflicts look different on the surface, but underneath, they usually come from the same emotions: fear, insecurity, pride, jealousy. The Stoics carefully observed people because they knew one timeless truth. If you understand human nature, you stop fearing human behavior. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself that people act according to what they believe is right, even when they are completely wrong. That doesn't excuse bad behavior, it explains it. The angry coworker may be terrified of failure.
The arrogant leader may secretly crave approval. The loud critic may be fighting silent self-doubt. The bully often carries invisible wounds. Understanding this doesn't mean becoming weak. It means becoming impossible to manipulate. Because once you recognize the pattern behind the behavior loses its power. Watch carefully. People reveal themselves through tiny details. Their tone changes, their breathing speeds up, their eyes avoid contact, their words become repetitive, their confidence starts cracking. Most people are too busy preparing their next response to notice these signals. The Stoic notices everything. Observation creates understanding. Understanding creates patience, and patience creates power.
The final lesson. At the end of every confrontation, only one question truly matters. Did you remain the master of your own mind? If the answer is yes, then you have already achieved something far greater than winning an argument. You have protected your peace. Remember these 5 principles. Stop taking everything personally. Detach from outcomes. See every situation as a field of possibilities. Study human nature instead of fearing it. Train your mind every single day. These ideas sound simple, but practiced consistently, they become life-changing. The world will always be noisy. People will criticize you. Some will misunderstand you. Others will try to provoke you simply because they cannot control themselves. Do not become like them. Be the person whose calmness changes the atmosphere. Be the person whose silence carries more weight than another person's shouting. Be the person who thinks before acting, observes before judging, and chooses wisdom over impulse. Because storms never ask for permission before they arrive, but neither does strength. Strength is built quietly, one disciplined thought at a time, one controlled breath at a time, one wise decision at a time. So the next time life places you in a difficult conversation, a heated argument, an unfair accusation, or a moment that tests everything you've worked to become, pause. Take one slow breath. Stand tall. Look the situation in the eye, and remember this. No one can truly defeat a person who refuses to surrender control of their own mind. That is the Stoic way. Not escaping conflict, not chasing conflict, but walking through it with a mind so calm that even chaos begins to lose its power. If these Stoic lessons inspired you, consider subscribing and joining us on this journey toward greater wisdom, emotional strength, and inner peace. Because every day you train your mind, you become a little calmer, a little stronger, and a little harder for the world to shake. Until one day, you become the person you once admired.